Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Veronica if you're new here. So today I want to talk about what happened to Christy Chen. Christy Chen was 36 years old and she was a pharmacist in Memphis, Tennessee. Christy was known as a fun person and she had a ton of friends, and she was the type of person to make sure that everyone felt included. Eventually Christy meets 38-year-old Bradley Dawson, and he was an IT specialist. Obviously they end up dating, and in February of 2022 they decide that they want to get married. Bradley was actually married before in 2021. Both of them ended up having a very small intimate wedding. They only brought close friends, close family, and a lot of her friends didn't even know about Bradley. She was just very private with her relationship, so they didn't know much until they were actually invited to the wedding. In July of 2022, they decide that they want to go to Fiji for their honeymoon. In Fiji, they're staying at Turtle Island Resort, and this place is just beautiful. Like, I was looking at the photos of the rooms, of the outside, of the beach. It's so beautiful. It's $3,500 a night. So imagine if you stay there for 2 weeks, like, you gotta be rich to be there. So just looking at those photos, I'm like, wow, that's so breathtaking. And actually, it is said that Bradley had been there once before with his previous wife. Now it is July 8th and it is the second day that they're there at the resort, and there is like a fun family event happening on the beach. It's kind of like a party per se, and it was said that they were both reportedly drunk and they ended up getting into an argument. This argument started out because Bradley was actually being flirtatious on the beach with other women. Obviously this made Christy mad. I mean, come on, they're on their honeymoon and he's out flirting. They just got married, so it gives her every right to be mad. Eventually they begin arguing very loudly because, again, they are drunk, so they probably don't realize how loud that they are arguing, and eventually they just go back to their bungalow. They're back at their bungalow, they're still fighting, and their next door neighbors that are staying in the bungalow next to them said there was just like arguing, there was a loud bang, there was a loud scream, and then there was silence. Thankfully, those neighbors did report it to the resort, which was a great thing to do. In these bungalows, they have their own butler, so basically like a housemaid that would come to your hotel room, and he noticed that they missed breakfast. Okay, so he's getting a little concerned because, I mean, you're paying a lot of money, you're not gonna miss any meals that you've already paid for. So he's like, oh, that's kind of weird. So he goes to their bungalow and he notices on the door it has like a do not disturb sign. So he's like, okay, whatever, I'll check back later. And they end up missing lunch as well. So now he's like, okay, let me go back again and see what's going on. That is when the butler just decides that he's just gonna go into the room and see what's going on. Where are they? That is when he discovers that Christy is laying between the toilet and the wall. So you gotta think about how the toilet and the wall are not that far apart. So she's basically like crunched together, dead. That's when he states that Christy is just covered in blood. She unfortunately suffered multiple traumatic injuries to her body and her shoulders. There was lacerations to her face and blunt force trauma to her head. On the night that she was killed, Bradley was seen walking out on the beach by a night watchman in the very, very early morning. So around like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. He left behind his GPS watch and his cell phone, but he made sure to take his wallet and his passport before he was known to flee. So Bradley was kayaking to a nearby island, and he was doing this around 2 a.m., 3 a.m. And that is when a local man had actually found him and reported him to the police. When they found him, he was bleeding and he had a ton of bruises on his palms of his hands and his feet as well. 3 policemen ended up arriving to where Bradley was, and they took him back to the island where he was first staying with his wife, and that is when they arrested him for murder. To this day, he still pleads not guilty. He said that it was an accident and that when he left that bungalow that she was still alive, which I believe is a lie, and he's just trying to get away with murder, but that is not gonna happen. And I feel so bad for Christy. She had a full life ahead of her. You know, she was in love. She was happy to be in Fiji for her honeymoon, and he had to take her life away. Christy's parents described that when they got the phone call that their daughter was deceased, that they thought it was a prank call. To think like, oh, my daughter is going on her honeymoon, it's gonna be a happy time. and it's literally a honeymoon from hell. This case is very much ongoing. It happened just this year, so I do anticipate that there is going to be more trials and more details coming out soon. So when that happens, I will definitely make a second part to this video. But I did really want to film this video because I feel like it just came out. Not a lot of people know about it. I had barely found out about it, and I was just like, whoa, like stunned. I've never heard about it, and I think it's a very interesting case, but it also very tragic case. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do enjoy these type of videos, make sure to leave a comment down below. If there's a certain case that you would like to hear about, you can feel free to comment down below, and I will do my best to make a video about it. Again, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!